The Epic of Gilgamesh. By R. Campbell Thompson. Preface. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written in cuneiform on Assyrian and Babylonian clay tablets, is one of the most interesting poems in the world. It is of great antiquity, and, inasmuch as a fragment of a Sumerian deluge text is extant, it would appear to have had its origin with the Sumerians at a remote period, perhaps the 4th millennium, or even earlier. 3 tablets of it exist written in Semitic, Akkadian, which cannot be much later than 2000 BC. Half a millennium later come the remains of editions from Boghaz Keui, the Hittite capital in the heart of Asia Minor, written not only in Akkadian, but also in Hittite and another dialect. After these comes the tablet found at Ashur, the old Assyrian capital, which is anterior in date to the great editions now preserved in the British Museum, which were made in the 7th century BC. For the Royal Library at Nineveh, one Sin-liqi-unni, N.I. being one of the editors. Finally there are small neo-Babylonian fragments representing still later editions. In the 7th century edition, which forms the main base of our knowledge of the poem, it was divided into 12 tablets, each containing about 300 lines in metre. Its subject was the legend of Gilgamesh, a composite story made up probably of different myths which had grown up at various times round the hero's name. He was one of the earliest kings of Uruk in the south of Babylonia, and his name is found written on a tablet giving the rulers of Uruk. Following in order after that of Tammuz, the god of vegetation and one of the husbands of Ishtar, who in his turn follows Lugalbanda, the tutelary god of the house of Gilgamesh. The mother of Gilgamesh was Nin-sun. According to the epic, long ago in the old days of Babylonia, perhaps 5000 BC. When all the cities had their own kings, and each state rose and fell according to the ability of its ruler, Gilgamesh is holding Uruk in thrall, and the inhabitants appeal to the gods to be relieved from his tyranny. To aid them the wild man Enkidu is created, and he, seduced by the wiles of one of the dancing girls of the temple of Ishtar, is enticed into the great city, where at once, it would appear, by ancient rite Gilgamesh attempts to rob him of his love. A tremendous fight ensues, and mutual admiration of each other's prowess follows, to so great an extent that the two heroes become firm friends, and determine to make an expedition together to the forest of Cedars which is guarded by an ogre, Humbaba, to carry off the cedar wood for the adornment of the city. They encounter Humbaba, and by the help of the sun god who sends the winds to their aid, capture him and cut off his head, and then, with this exploit, the goddess Ishtar, letting her eye rest on the handsome Gilgamesh, falls in love with him. But he rebuffs her proposal to wed him with contumely, and she, indignant at the insult, begs her father Anu to make a divine bull to destroy the two heroes. This bull, capable of killing 300 men at one blast of his fiery breath, is overcome by Enkidu, who thus incurs the punishment of hybris at the hands of the gods, who decide that, although Gilgamesh may be spared, Enkidu must die. With the death of his friend, Gilgamesh in horror at the thought of similar extinction goes in search of eternal life, and after much adventuring, meets first with Cedars, a goddess who makes wine, whose philosophy of life, as she gives it him, however sensible, is evidently intended to smack of the hedonism of the Bacchante. Then he meets with Uruk, the boatman of Uta-Napishtim, who may perhaps have been introduced as a second philosopher to give his advice to the hero, which is now lost. Conceivably he has been brought into the story because of the sails, which would have carried them over the waters of death, by means of the winds, the breath of life, if Gilgamesh had not previously destroyed them with his own hand. Finally comes the meeting with Uta-Napishtim, Noah, who tells Gilgamesh the story of the flood, and how the gods gave him, the one man saved, the gift of eternal life. But who can do this for Gilgamesh, who is so human as to be overcome by sleep? No, all Uta-Napishtim can do is to tell him of a plant at the bottom of the sea which will make him young again, and to obtain this plant Gilgamesh, tying stones on his feet in the manner of Bahrain pearl divers, dives into the water. Successful, he sets off home with his plant, but, while he is washing at a chance pool, a snake snatches it from him, and he is again frustrated of his quest, and nothing now is left him save to seek a way of summoning Enkidu back from Hades, which he tries to do by transgressing every taboo known to those who mourn for the dead. Ultimately, at the bidding of the god of the underworld Enkidu comes forth and pictures the sad fate of the dead in the underworld to his friend, and on this somber note the tragedy ends. Of the poetic beauty of the epic there is no need to speak. Expressed in a language which has perhaps the simplicity, not devoid of cumbrousness, of Hebrew rather than the flexibility of Greek, it can nevertheless describe the whole range of human emotions in the Optaist language. From the love of a mother for her son to the fear of death in the primitive mind of one who has just seen his friend die. Or from the anger of a woman's scorn to the humor of an editor laughing in his sleeve at the ignorance of a savage. Whether there is justification for taking the risk of turning it into ponderous English hexameter meter is an open question, but in so doing I have done my utmost to preserve an absolutely literal translation, duly enclosing in a round bracket every amplification of the original phrasing which either sense or meter or particularly an appreciation of unproven Assyrian particles has demanded. Restorations, either probable from the context or certain from parallels, have been enclosed in square brackets. To George Smith, one of the greatest geniuses Assyriology has produced, science owes much for the first arrangement and translations of the text of this extraordinary poem. Indeed, it was for this epic that he sacrificed his life. For actually it was the discovery of the Deluge tablet in the British Museum collections which led the Daily Telegraph to subscribe so generously for the reopening of the diggings in the hope of further finds at Kuyunjik, Nineveh. In conducting which he died all too early in 1876. Sir Henry Rawlinson and Professor Pinches played no small part in the reconstruction and publication of at least 2 of the tablets, and to their labors in this field must be added the ingenuity of Professor Sayce, and the solid acumen of Dr. L. W. King. In America to Professor Haupt is owed the first complete edition of the texts, very accurately copied, and later on the editions of 2 early Babylonian texts were edited by Langdon, Clay and Jastrow. Among German publications must be mentioned the translations of Jensen and Ungnad, with the addition of an old Babylonian tablet by Meissner. The Boghaz Keui texts have been edited by Widener, Friedrich, and Ungnad. It would be superfluous to say how much I am indebted to the labors of all these scholars. The present version is based on a fresh collation of the original tablets in the British Museum, the results of which I propose to publish shortly in a critical edition of both text and translation. It will be seen that I have departed from the accepted order of several of the fragments of which the position in the epic is problematical. An examination of numerous fragments of tablets of a religious nature has naturally led to the discovery of duplicates and joins, some of which will be apparent in the present text. For their great liberality in granting me facilities to copy and collate these valuable tablets I have to express my heartiest thanks to the trustees of the British Museum, and the director, Sir Frederick Kenyon. To my friends Dr. H. R. Hall, and Messrs. Sidney Smith and C. J. Gadd of the British Museum, I am greatly indebted for much help in forwarding the work, and to Sir John Miles, Fellow of Merton College, Oxford, I owe many shrewd suggestions. R. Campbell Thompson. Nineveh. Christmas, 1927. How do you find this book? Any thoughts about the book or the author? Any suggestion for improvement? Please take a moment to share your thoughts in a comment. If you like it, share it with your friends who might enjoy it as well. Subscribe to keep in touch. Visit CompleteAudiobooks.com for more quality content. The first tablet, of the Tyranny of Gilgamesh, and the creation of Enkidu. Column I. The argument. 1. He who, the heart of, all matters hath proven let him, teach, the nation. He who all, knowledge possesseth, therein shall he, school, all the people. He shall his wisdom impart, and, so, shall they, share it, together. Gilgamesh. 2. He was the, master, of wisdom, with, knowledge of all things. 5. He, 'twas discovered the secret concealed. I, handed down the tradition relating to, things, pre-diluvian. Went on a journey afar, all, a-weary and, worn with his toiling. 10. Graved, on a table of stone all the travail. Of Uruk, the high-walled. He, it was, built up the ramparts. And, he, it was, clamped the foundation. Like unto brass, of, Anna 3, the sacred, the treasury hallowed. Strengthened, its base to grant way leave to know, 1. The threshold which from, of old. Anna. 15. To grant way leave, to know 1. About 30 lines wanting. The description of Gilgamesh runs on to the beginning of the next column. Column 2. 2/3 of him are divine, and 1/3 of him human, 4. The form of his body. He hath force to take. Gap of about 3 lines. The plaint of Uruk, to the gods against the tyrant Gilgamesh. 7. Of Uruk 'tis he who hath taken. While Toreth, his crest like an aurochs. 10. Ne'er hath the shock of his weapons, its peer, are driven, his fellows. Into the toils 5, while cowed are the heroes of Uruk-un. Gilgamesh leaveth no son to his father, his arrogant swelling. Each day and night. He is the shepherd of Uruk, the high-walled. 15. He is our shepherd. Masterful, dominant, subtle. Gilgamesh leaveth no maid to her mother, nor daughter to hero. Nay, nor a spouse to a husband. And so, to appeal of their wailing. Gave ear immortals, the gods of high heaven addressed the god anew. 6. 20. Him who was seigneur of Uruk, 'tis thou a son hast begotten. In sooth, all tyrannous, while Toreth his crest like an aurochs. Ne'er hath the shock of his weapons, its peer. Are driven, his fellows. Into the toils, awhile cowed are the heroes of Uruk-un. 7. Gilgamesh leaveth no son to his father, his arrogant swelling. Each day and night, he is the shepherd of Uruk, the high-walled. 25. He is their shepherd, masterful, dominant, subtle. Gilgamesh leaveth no maid to her mother, nor daughter to hero. Nay, nor a spouse to a husband. And so, to appeal of their wailing. 30. Anu, 8 gave ear, called the lady Aruru 9, 'twas thou, O Aruru. Madest, primeval seed of mankind. Do now make its fellow. So that he happen on Gilgamesh, on the day of his pleasure. So that they strive with each other, and he unto Uruk give, surcease. The creation of Enkidu. So when the goddess Aruru heard this, in her mind she imagined. Straightway, this concept of Anu, and, washing her hands, then, Aruru fingered some clay, on the desert she molded 10, it, thus, on the desert. 35. Enkidu made she, a warrior, as he were, born, and, begotten. Of Ninurta 11 the double, and put forth, the whole of his body. Hair, in the way of a woman he snooded his locks, in a fillet. Sprouted luxuriant growth of his hair like, the awns of, the barley. Nor knew he people nor land, he was clad in a garb like Sumerian 12. 40. E'en with gazelles did he pasture on herbage, along with the cattle. Drank he his fill, with the beasts did his heart delight at the water. The encounter of Enkidu with the hunter. Then, did a hunter, a trapper, come face to face with this fellow. Came on him, 1, 2, 3 days, at the place where, the beasts, drank, their, water. 13. 45. Sooth, when the hunter espied him, his face o'ermantled with terror. He and his cattle went unto his steading, dismayed, and, affrighted. Crying aloud, distressed in, his heart, and, his face overclouded. Woe in his belly. 50. And, his face was the same as of one, who hath gone, a far, journey. Column 3. Opened, his mouth, then, the hunter, and spake, addressing, his father. Father, there is, a, great fellow come, forth from out of the mountains. Oh, but his strength is the greatest, the length and breadth of the country. Like to a double of Anu's own self, his strength is enormous. 5. Ever. He rangeth at large o'er the mountains, and, ever, with cattle. Grazeth on herbage, and, ever he setteth his foot to the water. So that I fear to approach him. The pits which I, myself, hollowed. 10. With mine own hands, 14 hath he filled in, again, and, the traps of my setting. Torn up, and, out of my clutches hath holpen escape, all, the cattle. Beasts of the desert, to work at my field craft, he will not allow, me. Opened his mouth, then, his father, and spake, addressing the hunter. 15. Gilgamesh, dwelleth, in Uruk, my son, whom no one, hath vanquished. 15. Nay, but, 'tis his strength is greatest, the length and breadth, of the country. Like to a double of Anu's own self, his strength is, enormous. 16. Go. Set, thy face, towards Uruk, and when he hears of, a monster. 17. He will say, Go, O hunter, a courtesan girl, a Hittite. 20. Take, with thee, like a strong one. 118. When he the cattle shall gather again, to the place of, their, drinking. So shall she put off, her, mantle, the charm of, her beauty, revealing. Then, shall he spy her, and, sooth, will embrace her, and thenceforth. His cattle, which in, his very own deserts, were reared, will, straightway, deny him. How Gilgamesh first heard of Enkidu. 25. Unto the reed of his father the hunter, hath hearkened, and straightway. He will away, unto Gilgamesh. 19. Taking the road towards Uruk. Turned he, his steps, and to, Gilgamesh, came, his speech thus addressing. Saying, There is a great fellow, come forth from out of the mountains. 30. Oh, but, his strength, is the greatest, the length and breadth, of the country. Like to a double of Anu's own self, his strength, is enormous. Ever. He rangeth at large o'er the mountains, and, ever with cattle. Grazeth on herbage, and, ever, he setteth his foot to the water. 35.So that I fear to approach him. The pits which I, myself, hollowed. With mine own hands, hath he filled in, again, and, the traps of my, setting. Torn up, and, out of my clutches hath holpen escape, all, the cattle. Beasts of the desert, to work at my field craft he will not allow me. 40. Gilgamesh unto him, unto the hunter made answer, in this wise. Go, good, my hunter, take with thee a courtesan girl, a Hittite. When he the cattle shall, gather, again to the place of, their, drinking. So shall she put off her mantle. The charm of her, beauty, revealing. 45. Then, shall he spy her, and, sooth, will embrace her, and thenceforth, his cattle, which in his very own deserts were reared will, straightway, deny him. 20. The seduction of Enkidu. Forth went the hunter, took with him a courtesan girl, a Hittite. So, did they start on their travels, went forth on their journey, together. At the term of 3 days arrived at the pleasaunce appointed. Sate they down in their ambush, the hunter and the Hittite. 50.1 day, 2 days they sat by the place where, the beasts, drank, their, water. Then, at last came the cattle to take their fill in their drinking. Column 4. Thither the animals came that their hearts might delight in the water. There was Enkidu also, he whom the mountains had gendered. E'en with gazelles did he pasture on herbage, along with the cattle. 5. Drank he his fill. 21, with the beasts did his heart delight at the water. So beheld him the courtesan girl, the lusty great fellow. Oh, but, a monster, all, savage from out of the depths of the desert. 'Tis he, O girl. Oh, discover thy beauty, thy comeliness shew him. 10. So that thy loveliness he may possess, oh, in no wise be bashful. Ravish the soul of him, certes, as soon as his eye on thee falleth. He, forsooth, will approach thee, and thou, oh, loosen thy mantle. So that he clasp thee. And, then, with the wiles of a woman shalt ply him. Wherefore, his animals, bred in his desert, will, straightway, deny him. 15. Since, to his breast he hath held thee. The girl, displaying her bosom. Shewed him her comeliness, yea, so that he of her beauty possessed him. Bashful she was not, but, ravished the soul of him, loosing her mantle. So that he clasped her. And then, with the wiles of a woman she plied him. 20. Holding her unto his breast. 'Twas thus that, Enkidu dallied. 6 days, 7 nights, with the courtesan girl in his mating. How Enkidu was inveigled into Uruk to fight with Gilgamesh. Sated at length with her charms, he turned his face to his cattle. Oh the gazelles, how, they scampered away, as soon as they saw him. 25. Him, Enkidu, fled from his presence the beasts of the desert. Enkidu losing his innocence. 22, so, when the cattle fled from him. Failed his knees, and he 23 slacked in his running, not, as aforetime. Natheless he, thus, hath attained his full growth and hath broadened, his, wisdom. 30. Sat he again 24 at the feet of the woman his features 25. Scanning, and, while she 26 was speaking, his ears heard, the words, she 27 was saying. Comely thou art, e'en like to a god, O Enkidu, shalt be. 35. Why with the beasts, of the field, dost thou, ever, range over the desert? Up. For I'll lead thee to Uruk, the high-walled, in sooth, to the temple. Sacred, the dwelling of Anu and Ishtar, where, highest in power, Gilgamesh is, and prevaileth o'er men like an aurochs. 40. Her counsel. E'en as she spake it found favour, for, conscious he was of his longing. Some companion to seek, so unto the courtesan spake he. 28. Up, then, O girl, to the temple, the holy, and, sacred, invite me. 45. Me, to the dwelling of Anu and Ishtar, where, highest in power, Gilgamesh is, and prevaileth o'er men like an aurochs, for I, too, column V. I will summon him, challenging boldly, and, crying through Uruk. I too, am mighty. Nay, forsooth, will, e'en, destiny alter. Truly, 'tis he who is born in the desert whose vigor, is greatest. I will, please, thee. 5. Whatever, there be, that would I know. Enkidu, come, then, to, Uruk, the high-walled, where, people, array, them. Gorgeous, in festal attire, and, each day the day is a revel. 10. Eunuch, priests, clashing, their, cymbals, and, dancing, girls. Flown with their wantoning, gleeful, and keeping the nobles out of their beds. 29. Nay, Enkidu, joy, in thy life, to its fullest. Thou shalt, taste, forsooth, will I shew thee a man who is happy. 15. Gilgamesh. View him, O look on his face, how, comely his manhood. Dowered with lustiness is he, the whole of his body with power. Brimming, his, vigor is stronger than thine, all, day and night restless. 20. Enkidu, temper thine arrogance, Gilgamesh, loveth him Shamash. Anu, and, Enlil 30, and Ea 31 have dowered his wisdom with largesse. How Gilgamesh dreamt of Enkidu. Sooth, or ever from out of thy mountains thou camest, in Uruk. 25. Gilgamesh thee had beheld in a dream, so, Gilgamesh coming, spake to his mother, the dream to reveal. O my mother, a vision, which I beheld in my night time. Behold, there were stars of the heavens. When something like unto Anu's own self fell down on my shoulders. 30. Ah, though I heaved him, he was o'er strong for me, and though his grapple loosed I was unable to shake him from off me, and now, all the meanwhile, people from Uruk were standing about him. 32. The artisans, pressing 35. On him behind, while thronged him, the heroes, my very companions, kissing his feet, I to my breast, like a woman did hold him. Then I presented him low at thy feet, that, as mine own equal, thou mightst account him. 33. She, who knoweth all wisdom, thus, to her seigneur she answered. 40. She, who knoweth all wisdom, to Gilgamesh, thus, did she answer. Lo, by the stars of the heavens are represented thy comrades. That which was like unto Anu's own self, which fell on thy shoulders, which thou didst heave, but he was o'er strong for thee, though his grapple thou didst unloose, but to shake him from off thee thou wert unable. 45. So didst present him low at my feet, that, as thine own equal, I might account him, and thou to thy breast like a woman didst hold him. Column 6. This is a stout heart, a friend, one ready to stand by, a comrade, one whose strength is the greatest, the length and breadth of the country. Like to a double of Anu's own self, his strength is enormous. Now, since thou to thy breast didst hold him, the way of a woman. 5. This is a sign that thou art the one he will never abandon. This of thy dream is the meaning. Again he spake to his mother. Mother, a second dream did I see into Uruk, the high-walled 10. Hurtled an axe, and they gathered about it, the meanwhile, from Uruk. People were standing about it, the people, all, thronging before it. Artisans pressing, behind it, while I at thy feet did present it. 15. I, like a woman I held it to me, that, thou mightst account it as mine own equal. She the, all-wise, who knoweth all wisdom, thus, answered her offspring. She the all-wise, who knoweth all wisdom, to Gilgamesh answered. Lo, that axe, thou didst see, is a man, like a woman didst hold him. 20. Unto thy breast, that, as thine own equal I might account him. This is a stout heart, a friend, one ready to stand by a comrade. One whose strength is the greatest, the length and breadth of the country. Like to a double of Anu's own self. His strength is enormous. Gilgamesh opened his mouth, and, addressing his mother, thus spake he. Though great danger befall a friend, shall I have 34 foot. The Assyrian edition of the 7th century has 3 more lines on the first tablet, which correspond with column 2, L3 of the second tablet of the Old Babylonian edition. This latter has already begun with the episode of the 2 dreams, approximately column V, L24 of the Assyrian first tablet, and the text is so similar in both that I have not repeated it here. The Old Babylonian edition here takes up the story, repeating 1 or 2 details. The second tablet, of the meeting of Gilgamesh and Enkidu. 35 column 2. 2. While Gilgamesh, thus, is the vision revealing. Enkidu sitteth before the Hetaira, and she, displaying 36 her bosom. 5. Shewing her beauty. The place of his birth he 37 forgetteth. So, Enkidu dallied thus, for 6 days, 7 nights, with the courtesan girl in his mating. 10. Broke into speech, then, the nymph, and, thus, unto Enkidu spake she. Yea, as, I view thee, e'en, like a god, O Enkidu, shalt be. Why with the beasts of the field dost thou ever range over the desert? 15. Up, for I'll lead thee to Uruk, broad-marketed, to the temple. Sacred, the dwelling of Anu, O Enkidu, come, that I guide thee. Unto Eanna, the dwelling of Anu, where, Gilgamesh, liveth. 20. He, the supreme of creation. And thou, thou wilt, embrace him. Like, to a woman, and e'en, as, thyself thou shalt, love him. Oh, rouse thee. Up from the ground, 'tis a shepherd's bed. 38, only. Her utterance heard he. 25. Welcomed her reed, the advice of the woman struck home in his bosom. She one garment took off wherewith she might clothe him, the other 39. 30. She herself wore, and so, taking her hand like a brother 40 she led him. Thus, to the booths, of the shepherds, the place of the sheepfolds. The shepherds. 35. Gather, D at sight of him 41. Gap of 4 or 5 lines. Column 3. How the Hetaira schooled Enkidu. He, in the past, of the milk of the wild things to suck was accustomed. 5. Bread which she set before him he broke, but he gazed and he stared. Enkidu bread did not know how to eat, nor had he the knowledge. Meat how to quaff. 10. Then, the woman made answer, to Enkidu speaking. Enkidu, taste of the bread, for, of life, 'tis, forsooth, the essential. Drink thou, too, of the mead, 'tis the wonted use of the country. 15. Enkidu ate of the bread, ate, until he was gorged. Drank of the mead 7 bumpers, his spirits rose, and, exultant. 20. Glad was his heart, and cheerful his face, himself, was he rubbing. 25. Oil on the hair of his body anointed, and, thus, became human. Donned he a garment to be like a man 42, and, taking his weapon. 30. Hunted the lions, which harried the shepherds o nights, and the jackals. Caught he. So, he, having mastered the lions, the shepherds slept soundly 43. 35. Enkidu, he, was their warden, becometh, a man of full vigor. Now, is one of the heroes speaking to, Gilgamesh? About 13 lines are missing, a gap in which a sinister figure has evidently appeared, sent evidently by Gilgamesh to learn the meaning of the arrival of the strangers in Uruk. Enkidu sees him and speaks. Column 4. 10. Then while, he pleasured, he lifted his eyes, and, observing the fellow. Spake he unto the woman, O doxy, bring me, this, fellow. 15. Why hath he come? I would know his intention. The woman the fellow. Called that he come to him, that he might see him, oh, why art thou seeking? Sir. Pray, which is the way to thy rest house? 20. The man spake, addressing Enkidu, you to the house of community 44, Gilgamesh Caliph. This is, the custom of men, and a homage, too, to the great ones. 25. Come, then, and heap up the offerings such as are due to the city. Come, on behalf of the common will bring in the food of the city. 'Tis, for the king of broad-marketed Uruk to look on thy greeting. 30. Gilgamesh, king of broad-marketed Uruk to look on thy greeting. First doth he mate with the woman allotted by fate, and then after. Speak by the counsel of God, and so from the shape of the omens 45. Utter the reed of, his destiny. So, at the words of the fellow. Went they before him. Gap of about 9 lines. Column V. The entry of Enkidu into Uruk. 7. Enkidu, going, in front, with the courtesan coming behind him. 10. Entered broad-marketed Uruk, the populace gathered behind him. Then, as he stopped in the street of broad-marketed Uruk, the people. 15. Thronging, behind him exclaimed, of a truth, like to Gilgamesh is he. Shorter in stature a trifle, his composition is stronger. 20. Once, like a weakling baby he sucked the milk of the wild things. Ever the bread cakes in Uruk give glorious climax to manhood. 25. He mere savage becometh a hero of proper appearance. Now, unto Gilgamesh, godlike, his composition is equal. How Enkidu fought with Gilgamesh for the Hittite. 30. Strewn is the couch for the love rites, 46. And Gilgamesh, now, in the night time, cometh to sleep, to delight in the woman. 47, but, Enkidu, coming. 35. There, in the highway, doth block up the passage to Gilgamesh, threatening he with his strength. Gap of 7 or 8 lines. Column 6. 6. Gilgamesh, behind him. 10. Burgeoned, his rage, and, he rushed to, attack, him, they met in the highway. Enkidu barred up the door with his foot, and, to Gilgamesh entry, 15. Would not concede, they grappled and snorted like bulls, and, the threshold shattered, the, very, wall quivered as Gilgamesh. 48. Enkidu grappled. 20. Snorting, like bulls, and, the threshold they shattered, the, very, wall quivered. The birth of friendship. 25. Gilgamesh bent his leg to the ground, so, his fury abated. And, his ardor. 49. Was quelled, so soon as was quelled his ardor. 30. Enkidu, thus, unto Gilgamesh spake, of a truth, did thy mother bear thee as one, and one only, that choicest, cow of the steer folds. 35. Nin son 50. Exalted thy head above heroes, and Enlil hath dowered thee with the kingship o'er men. The third tablet, the expedition to the forest of Cedars against Humbaba. About a column and a half of the beginning of the Old Babylonian version on the Yale tablet are so broken that almost all the text is lost. Gilgamesh and Enkidu have now become devoted friends, thus strangely stultifying the purpose for which Enkidu was created, and now is set afoot the great expedition against the famous cedar forest guarded by the ogre Humbaba. The courtesan has now for a brief space left the scene, having deserted Enkidu, much to his sorrow. The mutilated Assyrian version gives a hint that the mother of Gilgamesh is now describing the fight to one of her ladies, Rishat-Nin. And where her recital becomes connected, the story runs thus. Column 2. The tale of the fight. He lifted up his foot to the door. 21. They raged furiously. Enkidu hath not his equal. Unkempt is the hair. He was born in the desert, and, no one, his presence can equal. Enkidu's sorrow at the loss of his love. Enkidu, there, as he stood gave ear, to his utterance, grieving. 26. Sitting, in sorrow, his eyes filled, with tears, and his arms lost their power. Slacked was his bodily vigor. Each clasp, the hand of, the other. 37. Holding, like, brothers, their grip. And, to Gilgamesh, Enkidu answered, 51. 40. Friend, 'tis my darling hath circled, her arms, round my neck, to farewell me, 52. Wherefore, my arms lose their power, my bodily vigor is slackened. The ambition of Gilgamesh. 45. Gilgamesh opened his mouth, and to Enkidu spake he, in this wise. Column 3. Gap of about 2 lines. O my friend, am determined to go to the forest of cedars. 5. And, Humbaba the fierce, will overcome and destroy what is evil. 10. Then, will I cut down the cedar. 53. Enkidu opened his mouth, and to Gilgamesh spake he, in this wise. 15. Know, then, my friend, what time I was roaming with kine in the mountains. I for a distance of 2 hours' march from the skirts of the forest. Into its depths would go down. Humbaba, his roar was a whirlwind. 20. Flame, in, his jaws, and his very breath death. Oh, why hast desired this to accomplish? To meet, with Humbaba were conflict unequalled. 25. Gilgamesh opened his mouth and to Enkidu spake he, in this wise. 'Tis that I need, the rich yield of its mountains, I go to the forest. 7 mutilated lines continuing the speech of Gilgamesh, and mentioning, the dwelling, of the gods. Of the beginning of the 5th tablet, and, the axe, for cutting down the cedars. 36. Enkidu opened his mouth, and, to Gilgamesh spake he, in this wise. 40. But, when we go to the forest, of cedars, its guard is a, fighter. Strong, never, sleeping, O Gilgamesh. 3 mutilated lines, apparently explaining the powers which Shamash, the sun god, and Adad, the storm god, have bestowed on Humbaba. Column 4. 1. 54 So that he safeguard the forest of cedars a terror to mortals. Him hath Enlil appointed, Humbaba, his roar is a whirlwind. Flame, in, his jaws, and his very breath death. If he in the forest. Here, but, a tread. 55 On the road, who is this come down to his forest? So that he safeguard the forest of cedars, a terror to mortals. Him hath Enlil appointed, and fell hap will seize him who cometh down to his forest. 3. 56 Gilgamesh opened his mouth and to Enkidu spake he, in this wise. 5. Who, O my friend, is unconquered by death? A divinity, certes. Liveth for aye in the daylight, but mortals, their days are, all, numbered. All that they do is, but, wind, but to thee, now death thou art dreading. 10. Proffereth nothing of substance thy courage, I'll be thy va ward. 'Tis thine own mouth shall tell thou didst fear the onslaught, of battle. Forsooth, if I should fall, my name will have stablished, forever. 15. Gilgamesh 'twas, who fought with Humbaba, the fierce. In the future. After my children are born to my house, and climb up thee, saying. Tell to us all that thou knowest. 4 lines mutilated. Yea, when thou, speakest, in this wise, thou grievest my heart, for, the cedar. 25. I am, determined, to fell, that I may gain, fame, everlasting. The weapons are cast for the expedition. Now, O my friend, my charge, to the craftsmen I fain would deliver. So that they cast in our presence, our weapons. The charge, they delivered. 30. Unto the craftsman, the mold. Did the workmen prepare, and the axes. Monstrous they cast, yea, the celts did they cast, each, weighing, 3 talents. Glaives, 2, monstrous they cast, with hilts each, weighing, 2 talents. 35. Blades, 30 manas to each, corresponding to fit them, the inlay. Gold 30 manas, each, sword, so, were Gilgamesh 57, Enkidu laden. Each with 10 talents. Gilgamesh takes counsel with the elders. And now, in, the 7-bolt, portal of Uruk. Hearing, the brute, did the artisans gather, assembled the people. 58. 40, there, in the streets of broad-marketed Uruk, in, Gilgamesh honor. 59. So did the elders of Uruk, broad-marketed take seat before him. Gilgamesh, spake, thus, O elders of Uruk, broad-marketed, hear me. 45, I go against Humbaba, the fierce, who shall say, when he heareth, 60. Column V. Let me look on, this, Gilgamesh, he of whom, people, are speaking. He with whose fame the countries are filled, 'tis I will o'erwhelm him. 5. There, in the forest of cedars, I'll make the land hear, it. How, like a giant the scion of Uruk is, yea, for, the cedars. I am determined to fell, that I may gain fame everlasting. Gilgamesh, thus, did the elders of Uruk broad-marketed answer. 10. Gilgamesh, 'tis thou art young, that thy valor, O Uruk, doth uplift thee. Nor dost thou know to the full what thou dost seek to accomplish. Unto our ears hath it come of Humbaba, his likeness is twofold. 61. 15. Who, of free will, then would, seek to, oppose, in encounter, his weapons? Who for a distance of 2 hours' march from the skirts of the forest, unto its depths would, go, down? Humbaba, his roar is a whirlwind. Flame, in, his jaws, and his very breath death. Oh, why hast desired this to accomplish? To meet, with Humbaba were conflict unequalled. 20. Gilgamesh unto the reed of his counselors hearkened and pondered. Cried to, his, friend, now, indeed, O, my, fried, will I, thus, voice opinion. I, forsooth, dread him, and, yet, to, the depths of the, forest, I'll take, me. About 7 lines mutilated or missing in which the elders bless Gilgamesh in farewell. May thy God, so, protect, thee. Bringing thee back, safe and, sound to the walls of, broad-marketed, Uruk. 35. Gilgamesh knelt, before Shamash, a word, in his presence, to utter. Here I present myself, Shamash, to lift up, my hands, in entreaty. Oh, that hereafter my life may be spared, to the ramparts of, Uruk. 40. Bring me again, spread thine aegis, upon me. And Shamash made answer, speaking, his oracle. About 6 lines mutilated or missing. Column 6. Tears adown Gilgamesh, cheeks were, now, streaming, a road I have never traversed, I go, on a passage I know not, but if, I be spared. 5. So, in content, will I, come, and will pay thee due meed of thy homage. 2 mutilated lines with the words, on seats, and, his equipment. 10. Monstrous, the axes they brought, they delivered, the bow, and the quiver. Into, his, hand, so, taking a celt, he slung on, his quiver. 15. Grasping, another, celt, he fastened his glaive, to his baldric. But, or ever the twain, had set forth on their journey, they offered gifts, to the sun god, that home he might bring them to Uruk, in safety. The departure of the 2 heroes. 20. Now, do the, elders, farewell him with blessings, to Gilgamesh giving counsel, concerning, the road, O Gilgamesh, to thine own power. Trust not, alone, but at least, let thy, road, be traversed, before, thee. Guard thou thy person. Let Enkidu go before thee, as vaward. For, 'twas he hath discovered the way, the road he hath travelled. 25. Sooth, of the forest the passes are all under sway of, Humbaba. Yea, he who goeth, as vaward is, able, to safeguard a comrade. Oh, that the sun god, may grant, thee, success to attain, thine, ambition. 30. 0. That he grant that thine eyes see, consummate, the words of thy utterance. Oh, that he level the path that is blocked, cleave a road for thy treading. 35. Cleave, too, the berg for thy foot. May the god Lugalbanda 62. Bring in thy night time a message to thee, with which shalt be gladdened. So that it help thine ambition 63, for, like a boy thine ambition. On the o'erthrow of Humbaba thou fixest, as thou hast settled. 40. Wash, then, thy feet 64, when thou haltest 65, shalt hollow a pool, so that ever pure be the water within thy skin bottle, cool be the water. Unto the sun god thou pourest, and thus, shalt remind Lugalbanda. 45. Enkidu opened his mouth, and spake unto Gilgamesh, saying, Gilgamesh, art thou, in truth, full equal to making, this, foray. Let, not, thy heart be afraid, trust me. On, his, shoulder his mantle. 50. Drew, he, and now, on the road, to Humbaba they set forth, together. 5 lines mutilated, the 2 heroes meet a man who sets them on their way. 56. they went with me. Tell, you. In joy of heart. 60. So when he heard this his word, the man on his way did direct him. Gilgamesh, go, let thy brother precede thee. And, in thine ambition, oh that the sun god may shew thee success. The old Babylonian version breaks off after 3 more fragmentary lines. The following is the Assyrian version of column 6, L21, and onwards of the preceding text. It marks the beginning of the 3rd tablet in the Assyrian version, opening with the episode of the conclave of the elders. Gilgamesh, put not thy faith in the strength of thine own person, solely. Quenched be thy wishes to trusting. O Uruk, in thy shrewdness in smiting. Sooth, he who goeth as vaward is able to safeguard a comrade. 5. He who doth know how to guide hath guarded his friend. So, before thee, do thou let Enkidu go, for 'tis he to the forest of cedars. Knoweth the road, 'tis he lusteth for battle, and threateneth combat. Enkidu, he would watch over a friend, would safeguard a comrade. 10. Such an one, would deliver his person from out of the pitfalls. We, O king, in our conclave have paid deep heed to thy welfare. Thou, O king, in return with an equal heed shalt requite us. Gilgamesh opened his mouth, and spake unto Enkidu, saying. 15. Unto the palace of splendor, O friend, come, let us betake us. Unto the presence of Nin-sun, the glorious queen, to Nin-sun. Wisest of all clever women, all-knowing. A well-devised pathway she will prescribe for our feet. 20. Clasped they their hands, each to each, and went to the palace of splendor. Gilgamesh 66, Enkidu. Unto the glorious queen, to Nin-sun. Gilgamesh came, and he entered in unto the presence of Nin-sun. Nin-sun, O fain would I tell thee, how, I a far journey, am going. 25. Unto, the home, of Humbaba to counter a, warfare I know not. Follow a road, which I, know, not, from the time of my starting. Till my return, until I arrive at the forest of cedars. Till I o'erthrow Humbaba, the fierce. And destroy from the country all that the sun god abhorreth of evil. The rest of the speech of Gilgamesh is lost until the end of the column, where we find him still addressing his mother, and apparently asking that she shall garb herself in festal attire to beg a favor of the sun god. Garb thyself in thy presence. So, to her offspring, to Gilgamesh, Nin-sun, gave ear ly. Column 2. Entered her chamber. And decked herself, with the flowers of Tolol. Put on, the festal garb of her body. 5. Put on, the festal garb of her bosom, her head, with a circlet. Crowned, and the ground Ipirani 67. Climbed, she the stairway, ascended the roof, and, the parapet. Mounted. Offered her incense to Shamash, her, sacrifice offered, to Shamash. Then, towards Shamash her hands she uplifted, in orison saying. 10. Why didst thou give, this, restlessness of spirit? With which didst dower Gilgamesh, my, son? That now thou touchest him, and, straight, he starteth. A journey far to where Humbaba, dwelleth. To counter warfare which he knoweth not. Follow a pathway which he knoweth not. 15. From the very day on which he starteth. Till he return, till to the cedar forest. He reach, till he o'erthrow the fierce Humbaba. And from the land destroy all evil things. Which thou abhorrest, the day which, thou hast set. 20. As term, of, that, strong man, who, feareth thee. May AA 68, thy, bride, be, thy, remembrancer. He the night watches. Columns 3, 4, and V are much mutilated. There is the remnant of a passage in Assyrian, corresponding to the third tablet of the Old Babylonian version, column 3, 15, which gives Enkidu's speech about the mountains, the cattle of the field. And how he waited, then follows another fragment with a mention of the corpse of Humbaba, and of the Anunnaki, the spirits of heaven, and a repetition of the line, that strong man, who feareth thee. Then a reference to the journey until Gilgamesh shall have overthrown the fierce Humbaba, be it after an interval of days, months, or years. And another fragment probably part of the previous text, where someone heaps up incense to a god, and Enkidu again speaks with someone, but the mutilated text does not allow us much light on its connection, and although there is another fragment, the connection again is not obvious. The last column is a repetition of what the elders said to Gilgamesh. I, such an one, would deliver his person, from out of the pitfalls. 10. We, O king, in our conclave, have paid deep heed to thy welfare. Now, O king, in thy turn with an equal heed shalt requite us. Enkidu opened his mouth, and spake unto Gilgamesh, saying, Turn, O my friend. Arode not. The fourth tablet, the arrival at the gate of the forest. Of column I about LL 1 to 36 are mutilated or missing, there being actually the beginnings of only 16 lines. When the text becomes connected, the heroes have reached the gate of the forest. Column I. Enkidu addresses the gate. 36, 69 Enkidu lifted his eyes, and spake with the gate as T were human. O thou gate of the forest without understanding, sentience which thou hast not. 40 did I for, full, 40 leagues have admired thy, wonderful, timber. I, till I sighted the towering cedar. O but, thy wood hath no peer, in the country. 6 gar thy height, and 2 gar thy breadth. 45, sooth, but, thy stanchion, thy socket, 70 thy pivot, thy lock, and thy shutter. All of them must have been fashioned for thee, in the city of Nippur. Oh, if I had but known, O gate, that this was thy grandeur. This, too, the grace of thy structure, then either an axe had I lifted. 50 or I had, or bound together. Of the next column remains a fragment, and that only presumed to belong to one of the above fragments from its appearance, which speaks of terror, a dream, and sorrow. Let me pray the gods. May thy God be the father of the gods. Again, of the third column there is only a small portion left of the right half, this fragment, too, being also presumed to belong to the same tablet as that above mentioned, speaking of Gilgamesh, the forest, and Enkidu. The fourth column is entirely lost. Of column V the latter part survives, in this case without any uncertainty. After a few broken lines it runs as follows, the first speaker being probably Enkidu, and the scene the gate of the forest. 6. Oh, haste, thee, withstand him, he will not, pursue, thee. We will, go on down into the wood not daunted, together. Thou shalt put on 7 garments. Putting on, and 6. 10 did he like a mighty wild bull. Flung he the portal afar, and, his, mouth was filled, with his challenge. Cried to the guard of the forest, up. 'Tis I will challenge, Humbaba like to a small gap. Column 6. Enkidu is speaking. Trouble. I foresee. Wherever I go. 5. O my friend, I have, seen, 71 a dream which the day of the dream he had seen fulfilled. 72. Enkidu is stricken with fear at thought of the combat. Enkidu lay for a day, a second, for Enkidu, lying. 10, prone, on his couch, was a third and a fourth day, a fifth, 6th and 7th. 8th, 9th, and 10th. While Enkidu lay in his sickness. 11th. I, till, the 12th, on, his couch was Enkidu, lying. 15. Called he to Gilgamesh. Oh, but, my comrade, haddeth me. Because within Uruk. I was afraid of the combat, and my friend, who in battle? A small gap in which Gilgamesh has answered. Enkidu replies. 26. Enkidu opened his mouth, and spake unto Gilgamesh, saying, Nay, but, my friend, let us no wise go down to the depths of the forest. For 'tis my hands have grown weak, and my arms are stricken with palsy. Underscore 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 underscore. Gilgamesh opened his mouth and spake unto Enkidu, saying, 30. Shall we, O friend, play the coward? Thou shalt surpass them all. Thou, O, my friend, art cunning in warfare, art shrewd in the battle. So shalt thou touch the end of death, have no terror. Two difficult and mutilated lines. So that, the palsy, now striking, thine arms, may depart, and the weakness pass from thy hands. Be brave and resist. O my comrade, together we will go down, let the combat in no wise diminish thy courage. 40. O forget death, and be fearful of nothing. For he who is valiant, cautious, and careful, by leading the way, hath his own body guarded. He 'tis will safeguard a comrade, a name by their valor they will establish. And now, they together arrive at the barrier, stilled into silence. Their speech, and they themselves, suddenly, stopping. The fifth tablet, of the fight with Humbaba. Column I-73. The wonders of the forest. Stood they and stared at the forest, they gazed at the height of the cedars. Scanning the avenue into the forest, and there, where Humbaba 5. Stalked, was a path, and straight were his tracks, and good was the passage. Eke, they beheld the mount of the cedar, the home of immortals. Shrine, of Ernini 74, the cedar uplifting its pride gainst the mountain. Fair was its shade, all, full of delight, with bushes, there, spreading. Spread, too, the cedar the incense 75. After a few mutilated lines the column breaks, the upper part of column 2 contains about 20 lines badly mutilated, then the lower part is more complete, beginning with visions granted to the hero. Column 2. Gilgamesh relates his dreams. 32, 76 Then came another dream to me, comrade, and this second, vision. Pleasant, indeed, which I saw, for, we twain were standing together. High on a peak of the mountains, and then did the mountain peak topple. 35, leaving us twain, to be like which are born in the desert. Enkidu spake to his comrade the dream, to interpret, thus saying, Comrade, in sooth, this vision of thine unto us good fortune forebodeth. Aye, 'tis a dream of great gain thou didst see, for, bethink you, O comrade. 40. Surely, the mountain which thou hast beholden, must needs be Humbaba. Thus doth it mean, we shall capture Humbaba, and throw down his carcass. Leaving his corpse in a basement, tomorrow's outcome, will I shew thee. Underscore 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 underscore. Now, at the 40th league did they break their fast, with a morsel. 45, now, at the 60th rested, and hollowed a pit in the sunshine. Gilgamesh mounted above it, and poured out his meal for the mountain. 50. Mountain, a dream do thou grant, breathe on him. Column 3. Granted, the mountain, a dream, it breathed on him. Then a chill wind blast, up, sprang, and, a gust, passing over. 5. Made, him to cower, and thereat he swayed, like the corn of the mountains. Gilgamesh, squatting, bent-kneed, supported his haunches, and straightway sleep, such as floweth on man descended upon him, at midnight. Ending his slumber, all sudden, he hied him to speak to his comrade. 10. Didst thou not call me, O friend? Oh, why am I wakened, from slumber? Didst thou not touch me, for, why am I fearful, or, hath not some spirit passed me? Or, why is my flesh, all, a quiver? The dream of the volcano, which probably represents Humbaba. A third dream, O comrade. I have beheld, but all awesome, this, dream which I have beholden. 15. Loud, did the firmament roar, and, earth, with the echo, resounded. Sombre the day, with darkness uprising, and, levin bolts flashing. Kindled were flames, and there, too, was pestilence, filled to o'erflowing. Gorged was death. Then, faded, the glare, then, faded the fires. 20. Falling, the brands, turned to ashes, come, let us go, down to the desert. That we may counsel together. Enkidu, now, to interpret his dream unto Gilgamesh speaketh. Remainder of column 3 broken away. A variant version is found on one of the Semitic tablets from Boghaz Keui 77. Where the sense becomes connected, it briefly describes how the heroes halt for the night and at midnight sleep departs from the hero who tells his dream to Enkidu, after asking much in the same way why he is frightened at waking from his dream. Besides my first dream a second. In my dream, O friend, a mountain, he cast me down, seized my feet. The brilliance increased, a man, most comely of all the land was his beauty. Beneath the mountain he drew me, and water he gave me to drink, and my desire was assuaged, to earth he set my feet. Enkidu unto this god, unto Gilgamesh spake, my friend, we will go, whatever is hostile. Not the mountain. Come, lay aside fear. The rest after about mutilated 7 lines is lost. Column 4 is all lost, and hardly anything of column V remains. Column 6 once contained the story of the great fight, but except for a few broken lines at the end it is all lost. But we can fortunately replace it from the Hittite version from Boghaz Keui 78. Column 6. The fight with Humbaba. In the following manner the sun god in heaven, the trees. He saw, Gilgamesh, of the sun god in heaven in 5. And, shewed him, the dam on the ditches. Gilgamesh, spake, then, in orison, unto the sun god in heaven. Lo, on that day to the city. Which is in the city. 10. I in sooth, pray, to the sun god in heaven, I on a road have now started. Unto th entreaty of Gilgamesh hearkened the sun god in heaven. Wherefore against Humbaba he raised mighty winds, yea, a great wind. Wind from the north, a wind from the south, yea, a tempest, and, storm wind. 15. Chill wind, and, whirlwind, a wind of, all, evil, 'twas 8 winds he raised. Seizing, Humbaba, before and behind, so that nor to go forwards, nor to go back was he able, and then Humbaba surrendered. 20. Wherefore to Gilgamesh spake, thus, Humbaba, O Gilgamesh, purify thee. Stay, now, thy hand be, thou, now my, master, and I'll be thy henchman. O disregard, all, the words which I spake, so, boastful against thee. 25. Weighty. I would lay me down and the palace. Thereat to, Gilgamesh, Enkidu, spake, of the reed which, Humbaba mocketh to thee, thou darest in no wise offer acceptance. I, for, Humbaba, must, not, remain alive. The Hittite version here breaks off. The Assyrian version ends with 6 badly mutilated lines, of which the last tells the successful issue of the expedition. They cut off the head of Humbaba, the 6th tablet, of the goddess Ishtar, who fell in love with the hero after his exploit against Humbaba. Column I. Gilgamesh is removing the stains of combat. 79, now, is 80 he washing his stains, and, is cleansing his garments in tatters. Braiding the locks of his hair, to descend loose over his shoulders. Laying aside his garments besmirchen, and, donning his clean ones. Putting on armlets. And girding his body about with a baldric. 5. Gilgamesh bindeth his fillet, and girdeth himself with a baldric. Ishtar sees him and seeks to wed him. Now, Lady Ishtar espieth the beauty of Gilgamesh, saith she. Gilgamesh, come, be a bridegroom, to me of the fruit of thy body. Grant me largesse, for, my husband shalt be and I'll be thy consort. 10. Oh, but I'll furnish a chariot for thee, all, azure and golden. Golden its wheel, and its yoke precious stones 81, each day to be harnessed. Unto great mules, oh, enter our house with the fragrance of cedar. 15. So, when thou enterest into our house shall threshold and dais kiss thy feet, and, beneath thee do homage kings, princes, and rulers. Bringing thee yield of the mountains and plains as a tribute, thy she-goats. Bring forth in plenty. Thy ewes shall bear twins, thy asses 82 attaining. 20. Each, to the size of a mule, and, thy steeds 83 in thy chariot winning. Fame for their gallop, thy mules 84, in the yoke shall ne'er have a rival. Underscore 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 underscore. Gilgamesh opened his mouth in reply, Lady Ishtar, to answer. But what must I give thee, if I should take thee in marriage? 25. I must provide thee with oil, for thy body, and clothing, I, also. Give thee, thy bread and thy victual, sooth, must be sustenance, ample. Meat for divinity, I, too, must give thee, thy drink, fit for royalty. 30. I shall be bound, let us amass, clothed with a garment. What, then, will be my advantage, supposing I take thee in marriage? Thou art but a ruin which giveth no shelter to man, from the weather. Thou art but a back door, not giving resistance to blast or to windstorm. 35. Thou art but a palace which dasheth the heroes, within it to pieces. Thou art but a pitfall, which letteth, its covering, give way, all tree troughs. Thou art but pitch which, defileth, the man who doth carry it with him. Thou art but a bottle which, leaketh, on him who doth carry it with him. Thou art but limestone which, letteth, stone ramparts, fall crumbling in ruin. 40. Thou art but chalcedony, failing to guard. 85. In an enemy's country. Thou art but a sandal which causeth its owner, to trip, by the wayside. Who was ever, thy, husband, thou faithfully lovedst, for all time? Who hath been ever thy lord who hath gained, over thee the advantage? Come, and I will unfold thee, the endless tale, of thy husbands. Underscore 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 underscore. 45. Sooth, thou shalt vouch for the truth of this list, thy maidenhood's consort. Tammuz, each year dost make him the cause of wailing 86, then cometh. Next, the bird roller 87 gay feathered thou lovedst, and, yet, thou didst smite him. 50. Breaking his wing, in the grove doth he stand, crying Capi, my wing. Lovedst thou also a lion, in all the full strength of his vigor? Yet, thou didst dig for him 7 and 7 deep pits, to entrap him. Lovedst thou also a stallion, magnificent he in the battle? Thou wert the cause of a bridle, a spur, and a whip to him, also. 55. Thou wert the cause of his 50 miles galloping, thou wert the cause, too, eke, of exhaustion and sweating. Thereafter, 'twas thou who didst, also, unto his mother Silili give cause for her deep lamentation. Lovedst thou also a shepherd, a neatherd, for thee without ceasing. 60. Each day to sacrifice yeanlings for thee would heap thee his charcoal. Yet, thou didst smite him, transforming him into a jackal, his herd boy. Yea, his own herd boy drove him away, and his dogs tore his buttocks. Lovedst thou, too, Ishalanu, the gardener he of thy sire. 65. Bringing delights to thee ceaseless, while daily he garnished thy platter. 'Twas for thee only to cast thine eyes on him, and with him be smitten. 88. O Ishalanu of mine, come, let me taste of thy vigor. Put forth thy hand, too. 89 foot. 70. But he, Ishalanu, said to thee, what dost thou ask me? Save only my mother hath baked it. Not have I eaten, and, what I should eat would be bread of transgression. I, and iniquity. Further, the reeds are a cloak against winter. 90 foot. 75. Thou this, his answer, didst hear, didst smite him and make him a spider. 91. Making him lodge midway up a dwelling. 92. Not to move upwards, lest there be drainage. 93. Nor down, lest a crushing o'erwhelm him. So, too, me in my turn thou wouldst love and, then, reckon me like them. Underscore 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 underscore. 80. Heard this, then, Ishtar, she 94 burst into rage and went up to heaven. Hide her, thus, Ishtar to Anu, her father, to unto her mother. 85. Came she, to tell them, O father, doth Gilgamesh load me with insult? Gilgamesh tale of my sins and iniquities telleth. Underscore 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 underscore. Anu made answer, thus, speaking, and said unto Ishtar the lady. Nay, thou didst ask him, to grant thee largesse of the fruit of his body. 90. Hence, he 95 the tale of thy sins and iniquities telleth. The creation of the divine bull which is to destroy the heroes. Ishtar made answer, thus, speaking, and said unto Anu, her father. Father, O make me a heavenly bull, which shall Gilgamesh vanquish. 95. Filling its body with flame. But if thou wilt not make this bull, then I'll smite, I'll 100. More than the will be the 96. Underscore 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 underscore. Anu made answer, thus, speaking, and said unto Ishtar, the lady. If I the heavenly bull shall create, for which thou dost ask me, then 7 years of leer husks must needs follow after his onslaught. 105. Wilt thou, for man, gather corn, and increase for the cattle? The fodder? Ishtar made answer, thus speaking, and said unto Anu, her father. Corn for mankind, have I hoarded, have grown, for the cattle the fodder. 110. If 7 years of leer husks must needs follow after his onslaught, I will for man gather corn and increase for the cattle, the fodder. Perhaps a small gap. About 7 lines are so badly mutilated that little can be gleaned from them except that the fight with the heavenly bull is about to take place in Uruk. After these, 100 men descend upon the bull, but with his fiery breath, he annihilates them. Then come 200 with the same result, and then 300 more, again to be overcome. 130. Enkidu girded his middle. And straightway, Enkidu, leaping, seized on the heavenly bull by his horns, and, headlong, before him, cast down the heavenly bull his full length. By the thick of his tail. Gap of 13 mutilated lines. 147. Chased him did Enkidu, the heavenly bull. Seized him and by the thick of his tail. Gap of about 14 mutilated lines in which the bull is slain. 153. So, what time they the bull of the heavens had killed, its heart they removed. Unto the sun god they offered in sacrifice, when the libation. 155. Unto the sun they had voided, they sate them down, the 2 brothers. Underscore 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 underscore. The frenzy of Ishtar. Then mounted Ishtar, the crest of the ramparts of Uruk, the high-walled. So, to the rooftop ascended, and there, gave voice to her wailing. 160. Woe unto Gilgamesh, he who by killing the bull of the heavens made me lament. When Enkidu heard this, the shrieking of Ishtar, wrenching the member from out of the bull, he tossed it before her. 165. If I could only have reached thee, faith, I'd served thee the same way. I'd let dangle his guts on thy flanks, as a girdle about thee. Ishtar assembled the girl devotees, the Hittite and harlots. Over the member, torn out, from the bull she led the lamenting. The triumph of Gilgamesh. 170. Gilgamesh called to the masters of craft, the artists, all of them. That at the size of its horns, all, the guilds of the craft speak their praises. Each had of azure in weight 30 minas to be as their setting. 2 fingers there. 175. Both of them held 6 measures of oil, to his god Lugalbanda. He for his unguent devoting, brought in, and, thus, let them hang, there. There, in the shrine of his forebears. And now, in the river Euphrates. Washing their hands, they start, on their progress, and come, to the city. Now, are they striding the highway of Uruk, the heroes of Uruk. 180. Thronging, about them, to see them. Then, Gilgamesh uttered a riddle. Unto the notables. Who, Karithi, is most splendid of heroes? Who, Karithi, is most famous of giants? Gilgamesh, he is most splendid of heroes. 185. Enkidu, he is most famous of giants. 3 mutilated lines follow. Underscore 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 underscore. 190. So in his palace did Gilgamesh hold high revel, thereafter. While all, the heroes asleep, on their nightly couches were lying. Enkidu, too, was asleep, and a vision beheld. And, so, coming. Enkidu, now, his dream to reveal, thus, spake he unto his comrade. The 7th tablet, the death of Enkidu. Column I. Enkidu's dream. Why, O my friend, do the great gods, now, take counsel together? The remainder of the column is lost in the Assyrian, but it can be partially supplied from the Hittite version, 97. Then came the day. Enkidu, answered Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh, hear the dream which I saw in the night, now Enlil, and the sun god of heaven. The sun god. Enlil spake in return, these who the heavenly bull have killed, and Humbaba have smitten, which helped at the cedar, Enlil hath said. Enkidu shall die, but Gilgamesh shall not die. Then answered Enlil boldly, O sun god, at thy behest did they slay the heavenly bull and Humbaba. But now shall Enkidu die. But Enlil turned angrily to the sun god, what dost thou them as befitting? With his comrade thou settest out daily. But Enkidu laid himself down to rest before Gilgamesh, and by the dam. Him the ditch, my brother, of great worth is my dream. It breaks off after a few mutilated lines more. Column 2 entirely lost. From the Hittite it is clear that Enkidu has dreamt that the gods have taken counsel together, that Enkidu is to die, but Gilgamesh remain alive. It would appear from the succeeding material that Enkidu, stricken presumably by fever, attributes all his misfortunes to the Hetaira whom he loads with curses. The first part of the next fragment begins, destroy his power, weaken his strength, probably referring to Enkidu. Then says Enkidu, after 3 broken lines. The Hetaira. Who has brought a curse, O Hetaira, I will decree, thy fate. For thee, thy woes shall never end for all eternity. Come, I will curse thee with a bitter curse. With desolation shall its curse come on thee, may there never be satisfaction of thy desire, and then follow the broken ends of 6 lines and then, may fall on thy house, may the of the street be thy dwelling, may the shade of the wall be thy abode. For thy feet, may scorching heat and thirsty smite thy strength. The rest of the curse is badly broken, but it is exceeding probable that the following are the fragments which should be assigned here. The end of Enkidu's curse on the Hetaira. 30, of want. Since me it is that, hath. And me the fever, hath laid, on my back. Underscore 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 underscore. The answer of Shamash. Heard him the sun god, and opened his mouth, and from out of the heavens. Straightway, he called him, O Enkidu, why dost thou curse the Hetaira? 35. She, 'twas who made thee eat bread, for divinity proper, wine, too. She made thee drink, 'twas, for royalty proper, a generous mantle. Put on thee, and for comrade did give to thee Gilgamesh splendid. 40. Now on a couch of great size will he, thy friend, and thy brother Gilgamesh, grant thee to lie, on a handsome couch will he grant thee rest, and to sit on a throne of great ease, a throne at his left hand. So that the princes of Hades 98 may kiss thy feet, in their homage. He, too, will make all the people of Uruk lament in thy honor. 45. Making them mourn thee, and damsels, and heroes constrain to thy service. While he himself for thy sake will cause his body to carry stains, and will put on the skin of a lion 99, and range o'er the desert. Underscore 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 underscore. Enkidu, then, giving ear to the words of the valiant Shamash. Speaking. His wrath was appeased. 1 or 2 lines missing. Column 4. Enkidu, relenting, regrets his curse, and blesses the Hittite. May, restore to thy place. So, too, may monarchs and princes, and chiefs be with love, for thee, smitten. None smite his breach, in disgust. Against thee, and for thee may the hero comb out his locks, who would embrace thee. 5. Let him his girdle unloose, and thy bed be azure and golden. May, entreat thee kindly, are heaped his ishiku. May the gods make thee enter. 10. Mayst thou be left as the mother of 7 brides. Enkidu, sorrowful at his approaching end, sleeps alone and dreams. Enkidu, woe in his belly, sleeping alone, came, in the night, to discover his heaviness unto his comrade. Friend, oh, a dream I have seen in my night time, the firmament, roaring. 15. Echoed the earth, and I, by myself was standing. When perceived I a man. All, dark was his face, and, was likened, unto, his face. And, his nails like claws of a lion. 100. 20. Me did he overcome, climbing up, pressed me down. Upon me, my body. Here follows a gap of perhaps 3 lines, until what is still presumably the dream is again taken up by the other half of the column at L. 31. With a description of the underworld which is being shown to Enkidu in premonition of his death. 33. Like birds my hands, and, he seized me. Me did he lead to the dwelling of darkness, the home of Irkalla, 101. 35. Unto the dwelling from which he who entereth cometh forth never. I, by the road on the passage whereof there can be no returning. Unto the dwelling whose tenants are, ever, bereft of the daylight. Wherefore their food is the dust, and the mud is their sustenance, bird-like. 40. Wear they a garment of feathers, and, sitting, there, in the darkness. Never the light will they see. On the gate. When I entered. On the house. Was humbled the crown. 4. Those who, wore, crowns, who of old ruled over the country. Of Anu and Enlil 'twas they set the bake meats. 45. Set, cool was the water they served from the skins. When I entered into this house of the dust were high priest and acolyte sitting. Seer and magician 102, the priest who the sea of the great gods anointed 103. Here, sat Etna 104, Sumyakan. The queen of the underworld, also. Ereshkigal 105, in whose presence doth bow the recorder of Hades. Belit, Sari, and Rhea before her, she lifted her head, and beheld me. And took this. The text here breaks off. The 8th tablet, of the Mourning of Gilgamesh, and what came of it. 106, the first column is badly mutilated, and all we can glean from it is that, as soon as something of mourning has dawned, Gilgamesh addressing Enkidu compares him to a gazelle, and promises to glorify him. Then follows apparently a recital by Gilgamesh of their exploits together. Mountains, we ascended, we reached, the forest of cedars, traveling, night and day. With wild beasts drawing nigh after us. Enkidu is lying dying or dead, and column 2 begins with Gilgamesh keening over his dead friend before the elders of Uruk. Unto me hearken, O elders, to me, me, shall ye listen. 'Tis that I weep for my comrade, Enkidu. Bitterly crying. Like to a wailing woman, my grip is slacked on the curtleaxe. 5. Slung at my thigh, and the brand at my belt from my sight is removed. And my festal attire lends not of its aid for my pleasure. Me hath sorrow assailed, and cast me down in affliction. Underscore 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 underscore. Comrade, and, henchman, who chased the wild ass 107, the part of the desert. Comrade, and, henchman, who chased the wild ass 108, the part of the desert. 10. Enkidu, we who all, haps, overcame, ascending, the mountains. Captured the heavenly bull, and, destroyed, him, we o'er through Humbaba. He who, abode, in the forest, of cedars, oh, what is this slumber? Now hath o'ercome, thee, for now, art thou dark, nor art able to hear, me. 15. Natheless he raised not, his eyes, and, his heart, when Gilgamesh, felt, it. Made no beat. Then he veiled, his, friend like a bride. Lifted his voice like a lion. Roared, like a lioness robbed of, her, whelps. In front of his, comrade. 20. Paced he backwards and forwards, tearing and casting his ringlets. Plucking and casting away, all, the grace of his. Underscore 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 underscore. Then when something of morning had dawned, did Gilgamesh. Column 2 here breaks off. Column 3 begins with Gilgamesh still mourning, telling his dead friend all he will do for him in the words of Shamash in the preceding tablet, so that we may supply the last 2 lines of column 2 as follow. Column 2. The Lament of Gilgamesh. 49-50, Oh, on a couch of great size will I, thy friend and thy brother. Column 3. Gilgamesh, grant thee to lie, on, a handsome, couch, will I grant thee. Rest, and, to sit on, a throne of great size, a throne at, my, left hand. So that the princes of Hades, may kiss thy feet, in their homage. I, too, will make, all, the people of Uruk, lament in thy, honor. 5. Making them mourn thee, and, damsels, and, heroes, constrain to thy service. While I myself for thy sake, will cause my body to carry stains, and, will put on the skin of a, lion 109, and range o'er the desert. Underscore 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 underscore. Then when something of morning had dawned did, Gilgamesh. Loosing his girdle. Column 4 has only 5 fragmentary lines at the end, mentioning, to my friend, thy sword, likeness, and, to the god Bibu, i.e., a planet or Mercury. Column V has only a bare dozen fragmentary lines at the end. Column V. 43. Judge of the Anunnaki 110. Then, when Gilgamesh heard this, he formed of the slaying a concept 111. Underscore 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 underscore. 45. Then, with the dawn of the morning did Gilgamesh fashion a. Brought out also a mighty platter of wood from the highlands 112. Filled he with honey a bowl of, bright, ruby 113, a bowl, 2, of azure. Filled he with cream, and, adorned he the, and Shamash instructed. 1 line lost at end of column. Column 6 is all lost. The 9th tablet, Gilgamesh in terror of death seeks eternal life. Column I. Gilgamesh determines to seek eternal life. 114 Gilgamesh bitterly wept for his comrade, for Enkidu, ranging over the desert, I, too, shall I not die like Enkidu also? 5. Sorrow hath entered my heart. I fear death as I range o'er the desert. I will get hence on the road to the presence of Uta-Napishtim 115, offspring of Upratutu is he, and with speed will I travel. If 'tis in darkness that I shall arrive at the gates of the mountains. 10. Meeting with lions, then terror fall on me, I'll lift my head, skywards. Offer my prayer to the moon god, or else, to the gods let my orison come. O deliver me. He slept. And, a dream saw he, which were rejoicing in life. 15. Poised he, his axe, in his hand, and drew his glaive from his baldric. Lance-like leapt he amongst them, smiting and crushing. The rest of the column is mutilated. Column 2. The hero reaches the mountains of Mashu. Mashu, the name of the hills, as he reached the mountains of Mashu, where every day they keep watch o'er the sun gods, rising and setting. 5. Unto the zenith of heaven, upreared are their summits, and, downwards, deep, unto hell reach their breasts, and there, at their portals stand sentry scorpion men, awful in 116 terror, their very glance death, and tremendous, shaking the hills. Their magnificence. They are the wardens of Shamash. 10. Both at his 117 rising and setting. No sooner did Gilgamesh see them than, from alarm and dismay was his countenance stricken with pallor. Senseless, he grovelled before them. Then, unto his wife spake the scorpion. Lo, he that cometh to us, 'tis the flesh of the gods is his body. 15. Then, to the scorpion man answer, his wife, 2 parts of him god like. Only, a third of him human. 8 broken lines remain, in which the scorpion man addresses presumably Gilgamesh, asking him, why he has gone a far journey, and telling him how hard the traverse is. Column 3 begins with the 3rd line in which Gilgamesh is evidently telling the scorpion man that he proposes to cask Uta-Napishtim about death and life. But the scorpion man says that, the journey has never before been made, that none has crossed the mountains. The traverse is by the road of the sun by a journey of 24 hours, beginning with deep darkness. The last half of this column and the first half of column 4 are lost, but it would appear that the scorpion man describes the journey hour by hour, and that Gilgamesh accepts the trial of his strength, even though it be in pain. Though my face be weather, with cold, and heat, and, in grief, I go. Then the scorpion man, with a final word about the mountains of Mashu, farewells him, wishing him success. Then, when Gilgamesh heard this, he set off, at the word of the scorpion man, taking the road of the sun. The first 2 hours are in deep darkness, without light, which did not allow him to see behind him. Each succeeding period of 2 hours is the same until the 8th is reached and passed, and by the 9th he apparently comes to the first glimmer of light. Finally, with the 12th double hour, he reaches the full blaze of the sun, and there he beholds the tree of the gods, the description of which is given in the only 4 complete lines 48-51 of column V. It is conceivable that this is the vine, the tree of life, whence Siduri, the maker of wine, plucks the fruit for her trade. Bearing its fruit, all ruby, and hung about with its tendrils. 50. Fair for beholding, and azure the boskage it bore. 'Twas bearing fruits, all desirable unto the eye. Column 6 in the Assyrian is nearly all lost, and it is uncertain what part the tree plays, but at this point a 3rd Old Babylonian tablet helps us out. At this point, according to this early version, the sun god takes pity on the hero. He of the wild things hath dressed, their pelts and the flesh of them eateth. Gilgamesh, never, a crossing, shall be, where none hath been ever. No, so long, as the gale driveth water. 5. Shamash was touched, that he summoned him, thus, unto Gilgamesh speaking. Gilgamesh, why dost thou run, forasmuch as, the life which thou seekest, thou shalt not find? Whereat, Gilgamesh answered the warrior Shamash. 10. Shall I, after I roam up and down o'er the waste as a wanderer, lay my head in the bowels of earth, and throughout the years slumber ever and I? Let mine eyes see the sun and be sated with brightness. Yea, for, the darkness is, banished, afar, if wide be the brightness. When will the man who is dead, ever, look on the light of the sunshine? With this ends all our connected text of column 6, the Assyrian version ending with about a dozen mutilated lines containing a mention of numerous minerals and stones, and evidently Gilgamesh has now come to the girl Siduri the Sabbatu. Which last word is generally taken to mean a provider of strong waters. The 10th tablet, how Gilgamesh reached Uta-Napishtim. Column I. Gilgamesh meets Siduri. 118 Dwelt Siduri, the maker of wine. Wine was her trade was. Covered she was with a veil and 5. Gilgamesh wandered, towards her. Pelts was he wearing. Flesh of the gods in, his body, possessing, but woe in, his belly. And his countenance like to a, man, who hath gone a far journey. 10. Looked in the distance the maker of wine, and, a word in her bosom. Quoth she, in thought with herself, this is one who would ravish a woman. 15. Whither doth he advance in? As soon as the winemaker saw him, barred she, her postern, barred she her inner door, barred she, her chamber. Straightway did Gilgamesh, too, in his turn catch the sound, of her shutting. Lifted his chin, and so did he let, his attention fall on her. Underscore 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 underscore. Unto her, therefore, did Gilgamesh speak, to the winemaker saying. 20. Winemaker, what didst thou see, that, thy postern, now, thou hast barred? Barred thine inner door, barred thy chamber. Oh, I'll smite, thy, portal, breaking the bolt. About 9 lines mutilated, after which it is possible to restore L. 32, column 2, 8. Unto him, answer, D, the winemaker, speaking to Gilgamesh, saying. Why is thy vigor, so, wasted, or why, is thy countenance 119 sunken? Why, hath thy spirit a sorrow, or why, hath thy cheerfulness surcease? 35. Oh, but, there's woe in thy belly. Like one who hath gone a far journey. So, is thy 120 face, oh, with cold and with heat is thy countenance weathered. That thou shouldst range over the desert. Gilgamesh unto her, answered and, spake to the winemaker, saying. 40. Winemaker, 'tis not my vigor is wasted, nor countenance sunken. Nor hath my spirit a sorrow. Forsooth, nor my cheerfulness surcease. No, 'tis not woe in my belly, nor doth my visage resemble one who hath gone a far journey, nor is my countenance weathered. 45. Either by cold or by heat, that, thus, I range over the desert. Comrade, and, henchman, who chased the wild ass, the part of the desert. Comrade, and, henchman, who chased the wild ass, the part of the desert. Enkidu, we who all haps overcame, ascending the mountains. 50. Captured the heavenly bull, and destroyed him, we, o'erthrew Humbaba. He who abode in the forest of cedars, we slaughtered the lions. Column 2. There in the gates, of the mountains, with me enduring all hardships. Enkidu, he was, my comrade, the lions we slaughtered, together. I, enduring all hardships, and him 121 his fate hath o'ertaken. So, did I mourn him 6 days, yea, a 122 night, until unto burial. I could consign him. Then did I fear. Death did I dread, that I range o'er the desert, the hap of my comrade lay on me heavy. Oh, 'tis a long road that I range o'er the desert. Enkidu, yeah, of my comrade the hap lay heavy upon me. 10. 'Tis a long road that I range o'er the desert. Oh, how to be silent. Or how to give voice. For the comrade I so loved, like to the dust, hath become. O Enkidu, he was my comrade. He whom I loved hath become alike the dust. Shall I not, also, lay me down, like him, throughout all eternity, never returning? Underscore 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 underscore. Here may be interpolated, for convenience, the old Babylonian version of this episode in the Berlin tablet of 2000 B.C., column 2, 1, 3, 14. Column 2. He who endured all hardships with me, whom I loved dearly. Enkidu, he who endured all hardships with me, is now perished. Gone to the common lot of mankind. And I have bewailed him. 5. Day and night long, and unto the tomb I have not consigned him. Oh, but my friend cometh not to my call, 6 days, 123 as he night. 10. He like a worm hath lain on his face, and I for this reason 124. Find no life, but must needs roam the desert like to a hunter. Wherefore, O winemaker, now that, at last, I look on thy visage, death which I dread I will see not. The philosophy of the winemaker. The winemaker Gilgamesh answered. Column 3. Gilgamesh, why runnest thou, inasmuch as, the life which thou seekest, thou canst not find? For, the gods, in their, first, creation of mortals. 5. Death allotted to man, but, life they retained in their keeping. Gilgamesh, full be thy belly. Each day and night be thou merry, and, daily keep holiday revel. 10. Each day and night do thou dance and rejoice, and, fresh be thy raiment. Let thy head be clean was hen, and, bathe thyself in the water. Cherish the little one holding thy hand. Be thy spouse in thy bosom. Happy, for, this is the dower, of man. Here the old Babylonian version breaks off and we must return to the Assyrian. Gilgamesh, dissatisfied with a winemaker's philosophy, would seek further afield. 15. Gilgamesh, thus, continued his speech to the winemaker, saying, Perithi, then, winemaker, which is the way unto Uta-Napishtim? What is its token? Perithi, vouchsafe me its token. If it be possible, even, the ocean, itself, will I traverse. But, if it should be impossible, then, will I range o'er the desert. Underscore 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 underscore. The winemaker, in accordance with tradition, attempts to dissuade him. 20. Thus, did the winemaker answer to him, unto Gilgamesh, saying, There hath been never a crossing, O Gilgamesh, never aforetime. Anyone, coming thus far, hath been able to traverse the ocean. Warrior Shamash doth cross it 125, 'tis true. But who besides Shamash mocketh the traverse? Rough is the ferry, and, rougher its passage. 25, 'tis deep are the waters of death, which bar its approaches 126. Gilgamesh, if perchance thou succeed in traversing the ocean, what wilt thou do, when unto the waters of death thou arrivest? Gilgamesh, there is Uruk, boatman to Uta-Napishtim. He with whom sails. 127 are, the urnu of which in the forest he plucketh. 30, now, let him look on thy presence, and, if it be, possible with him. Cross, but, if it be not, then, do thou retrace thy steps, homewards. Gilgamesh, hearing this, taketh his axe in his hand, awhile he draweth glaive from his baldric. The remainder of this column in the Assyrian version is so much mutilated that little can be made out, but what is obviously essential is that Gilgamesh meets Uruk, but destroys the sails of the boat for some reason. Before going on with the restoration of the Assyrian version, we can interpolate column 4 from the Old Babylonian version of the Berlin tablet. Then, did Uruk 128 speak to him, yea, unto Gilgamesh, saying, Tell to me what is thy name. For, I am Uruk, henchman. I, of far Uta-Napishtim 129. To him 130 did Gilgamesh answer. 5. Gilgamesh, that, is my name, come hither from Uruk, Eani. 1. Who hath traversed the mountains, a wearisome journey of sunrise. 10. Now that I look on thy face, Uruk, Uta-Napishtim. Let me see also, the distant one. Him did Uruk answer. Gilgamesh. In the Assyrian version Uruk presently addresses Gilgamesh in exactly the same words as Siduri, the winemaker, with the same astonishment at his weather-beaten appearance. Column 3. Thus, did Uruk speak to him, yea, unto Gilgamesh, saying, Why is thy vigor all wasted? It continues thus, to be supplied for LL. 2-31 from columns I, 33-14 with due bracketing for the last words, and then the text goes on. 32. Gilgamesh, thus, continued his speech to Uruk, saying, Perithi, Uruk, which is, the way unto Uta-Napishtim 131. What is its token, I Perithi, vouchsafe me its token. If it be possible, even, the ocean, itself, will I traverse. 35. But if it should be impossible, then, will I range o'er the desert. Underscore 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 underscore. Thus, did Uruk speak to him, yea, unto Gilgamesh, saying, Gilgamesh, 'tis thine own hand hath hindered thy crossing the ocean. Thou hast destroyed the sails, and hast pierced the. Now, destroyed are the sails, and the urnu not. 40. Gilgamesh, take thee thy axe in thy hand, O, descend to the forest. Fashion thee poles each of 5 gar in length. Make knops of bitumen. Sockets, 2, add to them 132, bring them me. Thereat, when Gilgamesh heard this, took he the axe in his hand, and, the glaive, drew forth, from his baldric. 45. Went 133 to the forest, and poles each of 5 gar in length, did he fashion. Knops of bitumen he made, and he added, their sockets, and brought them. 134. Gilgamesh, then, and Uruk fared them forth, in their vessel. Launched they the boat on the billow, and they themselves, in her embarking. After the course of a month and a half he saw on the 3rd day. 50. How that Uruk, now, at the waters of death had arrived. Column 4. Thus, did Uruk answer him, yea, unto Gilgamesh, saying, Gilgamesh, take the away. Let not the waters of death touch thy hand. Gilgamesh, take thou a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th pole, for thrusting. 5. Gilgamesh, take thou a 5th, and a 6th, and a 7th, for thrusting. Gilgamesh, take thou an 8th, and a 9th, and a 10th pole, for thrusting. Gilgamesh, take an 11th, a 12th pole. He ceased 135 from his poling. With twice 60 thrusts, then ungirded his loins. 10. Gilgamish. And set up the mast in its socket. He reaches Uta-Napishtim. Uta-Napishtim looked into the distance and, inwardly musing. 15. Said to himself, now, why are the sails of the vessel destroyed? I, and one who is not of my doth ride on the vessel. This is no mortal who cometh, nor I look, but this is no mortal. 20. I look, but remainder of column lost, but about L. 42. It becomes apparent that Uta-Napishtim is asking Gilgamesh in exactly the same words as Siduri, the winemaker, and Uruk, why is thy vigor all wasted, and so on, down to column V, L. 22. Shall I not also lay me down like him, throughout all eternity never returning? Sad face. 23. Gilgamesh, thus, continued his speech unto Uta-Napishtim. Then, I bethought me, I'll get hence and see what far Uta-Napishtim. 25. Saith, on the matter. And so, again. I came through all countries. Travelled o'er difficult mountains, and, all seas have I traversed. Nor hath, ever, my face had its fill of gentle sleep. But, with hardship, have I exhausted myself, and, my flesh have I laden with sorrow. 30. Ere I had come to the house of the winemaker, spent were my garments. Owl, bat, lion, pard, wild cat, deer, ibex, and flesh, of them, all, have I eaten, and eke, their pelts have I dressed. Me. The remainder of the column is mutilated, there is some mention of, let them bolt her gate, with pitch and bitumen in L. 33, and then nothing which gives connected sense until column 6, LL 26 to 39. Column 6. 26, shall we forever build houses, forever set signet, to contract. Brothers continue to share, or among foes always be hatred? Or, will forever the stream, that hath risen, in spate bring a torrent? Kalilu bird, to, Kiripu bird. Face which doth look on the sunlight, presently. Shall not be 136. Sleeping and dead, are alike, from death they mark no distinction. Servant and master, when once thy have reached, their full span allotted. Then do the Anunnaki, great gods. Mammadam, maker of destiny with them, doth destiny settle. Death, and life they determine, of death is the day not revealed. The 11th tablet, the flood. Column I. The cause of the flood. 137. Gilgamesh unto him spake, to Uta-Napishtim the distant. Uta-Napishtim, upon thee I gaze, yet, in no wise thy presence. Strange is, for, thou art like me, and in no wise different art thou. 5. Thou art like me. Yea, a stomach for fighting doth make thee consummate. And to rest. On thy back thou dost lie. O tell me, how couldst thou stand in th assemblage of gods to petition for life, everlasting? Uta-Napishtim, addressing him thus, unto Gilgamesh answered. Gilgamesh, I unto thee will discover the whole, hidden story. 10. And the rede of the gods will I tell thee. The city Shuruppak 138. O, 'tis, a city thou knowest, is set, on the marge, of Euphrates. Old is this city, with gods in its midst. Now, the great gods a deluge purpose to bring. There was Anu, their sire, their advisor. Warrior Enlil, Ninurta 139, their herald, their leader. Inuji. Ninigi Azag, 'tis Ea, albeit, conspirator with them. 20. Unto a reed hut their counsel betrayed he, O reed hut, O reed hut. Wall, wall. Hearken, O reed hut, consider, O wall. O thou mortal. Thou of Shuruppak, thou scion of Ubra-Tutu, a dwelling. 25. Pull down, and, fashion a vessel, therewith, abandon possessions. Life do thou seek, and, thy hoard disregard, and save life. Every creature. Make to embark in the vessel. The vessel, which thou art to fashion. 30. Apt be its measure, its beam and its length be in due correspondence. Then, on, the deep do thou launch it. And I, sooth, I apprehending. This wise, to Ea, my lord, did I speak, see, Lord, what thou sayest. 35. Thus, do I honor, I'll do, but, to city, to people, and elders. Am I, forsooth, to explain? Then, Ea made answer in speaking. Saying to me, his henchman, thou mortal, shalt speak to them this wise. 'Tis me alone. Whom Enlil so hatteth that I in your city. For 0.no, more, may dwell, nor turn my face unto the land which is Enlil's. I will go, down to the deep, there, dwelling with Ea, my liege, lord. Wherefore, on, you will he shower down plenty, yea, fowl, in great number. 45. Booty of fish. And big, the harvest. Causing a plentiful rainfall. To come down upon you. 140. Underscore 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 underscore. Then, when something of morning had dawned. 5 lines mutilated. 55. Pitch did the children 141 provide, while, the strong brought, all, that was needful. Then, on the 5th day, after, I laid out the 142 shape, of my vessel. 10 gar each was the height of her sides, in accord with her planning. 10 gar to match was the size of her deck, and the shape of the forepart. 60. Did I lay down, and, the same did I fashion, 6 times cross-bind her. 7-fold did I divide her. Divided her inwards. 9-fold, hammered the caulking within her, and, found me a quant pole. 65, all, that was needful I added, the hull with 6 143 shar of bitumen. Smeared I, and, 3 shar of pitch, did I smear, on the inside. Some people. Bearing a vessel of grease, 3 shar of it brought, me, and, 1 shar. Out of this, grease did I leave, which the tackling consumed, and, the boatman. 70.2 shar of grease stowed away, beeves for the I slaughtered. Each day lambs did I slay, mead, beer, oil, wine, too, the workmen drank, as though they were water 144, and made a great feast like the new year. 5 mutilated lines, I added salve for the hands, the vessel was finished. Shamash the Great. Was difficult. I caused to bring above and below, 2/3 of it. Underscore 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 underscore. 80. All I possessed I laid it aboard her, the silver I laded. All I possessed. Gold, all I possessed I laid it aboard her. All I possessed of the seed of all living, I laid it aboard her. Into the ship I embarked all my kindred and family, with me. 85. Cattle, and, beasts of the field, and, all handicraftsmen embarking. Then, decreed Shamash the hour. Shall in the night let a plentiful rainfall pour down. 145. Then, do thou enter the vessel, and, straightway, shut down thy hatchway. 90. 146 came, then, that hour, appointed. Did in the night let a plentiful rainfall pour down. Viewed I the aspect of day, to look on the day bore a horror. Wherefore, I entered the vessel, and, straightway, shut down my hatchway. So, too, to shut down the vessel to Pusramuri, the boatman. 95. Did I deliver the poop of the ship, besides its equipment? Underscore 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 underscore. Then, when something of dawn had appeared, from out the horizon rose a cloud darkling, lo, Adad, the storm god, was rumbling within it. 100. Nabu and Sheru were leading the vanguard, and coming as heralds. Over the hills and the levels, then, Biragal wrenched out the bollards. Havoc Ninurta let loose as he came, Anunnaki their torches. 105. Brandished, and shriveled the land with their flames, desolation from Adad. Stretched to, high, heaven, and, all that was bright was turned into darkness. For lines mutilated, the land like, for one day this Torm. Fiercely blue. Like a battle. Nor could a brother distinguish his brother, from heaven were mortals. Not to be spied. Oh, were stricken with terror the gods at the deluge. Fleeing, they rose to the heaven of Anu, and crouched in the outskirts. 115. Cow-ring-like curs were the gods, while, like to a woman in travail, Ishtar did cry, she shrieking aloud, Ian, the sweet-spoken lady. She of the gods, may that day turn to dust, because I spake evil. 120, there, in assemblage of gods. Oh, how could I utter such evil? There, in the assemblage of gods, so, to blot out my people, ordaining havoc. Sooth, then, am I to give birth, unto, these, mine own people. Only to glut, with their bodies, the sea as though they were fish spawn. 125. Gods, Anunnaki, wept with her, the gods were sitting, all, humbled. In, there, weeping, and, closed were their lips amid the assemblage. 6 days, a 147 SE night the hurricane, deluge, and, tempest continued. Sweeping the land, when the 7th day came, were quelled the warfare. 130. Tempest, and, deluge which like to an army embattled were fighting. Lulled was the sea, all, spent was the gale, assuaged was the deluge. So, did I look on the day, lo, sound was, all, stilled, and all human. Back to, its, clay was returned, and fun was level with roof tree. 135. Then, I opened a hatchway, and down on my cheek streamed the sunlight. Bowing myself, I sat weeping, my tears o'er my cheeks overflowing. Into the distance I gazed, to the furthest bounds of the ocean. 140. Land was upreared at 12 points, and the ark on the mountain of Nizur. Grounded, the mountain of Nizur held fast, nor gave lease to her 148 shifting. 1 day, nay, 2, did Nizur hold fast, nor give lease to her shifting. 3 days, nay, 4, did Nizur hold fast, nor give lease to her shifting. 5 days, nay, 6, did Nizur hold fast, nor give lease to her shifting. 145. Then, when the 7th day dawned, I put forth a dove, and released her. But, to and fro went the dove, and returned, for, a resting place was not. 150, then, I a swallow put forth and released. To and fro went the swallow. She, too, returned, for, a resting place was not, I put forth a raven. Her, too, releasing, the raven went, too, and abating of waters. Saw, and she ate as she waited, and, splashed, unto me, not returning. 155. Unto the 4 winds, of heaven, I freed, all the beasts, and an offering sacrificed, and a libation I poured on the peak of the mountain. twice 7 flagons devoting, and, sweet cane, and, cedar, and myrtle. 160. Heaped up beneath them. The gods smelt the savour, the gods the sweet savour. Smelt, aye, the gods did assemble like flies o'er him making the offering. Then, on arriving, the queen, of the gods, the magnificent jewels. Lifted on high, which Anu had made in accord with her wishes. O ye gods! I will, rather, forget, this, my necklet of sapphires. 165. Then not maintain these days in remembrance, nor ever forget them. So, though, the rest of, the gods may present themselves at the offering. Enlil, alone of the gods, may, himself, not come to the offering. Because he, unreasoning, brought on a deluge, and therefore my people unto destruction consigned. 170. Then Enlil, on his arrival, spied out the vessel, and, straightway, did Enlil burst into anger. Swollen with wrath, gainst the gods, the Igigi 149, hath any of mortals scaped. Sooth, never a man could have lived through, the welter of, ruin. Then, did Ninurta make answer and speak unto warrior Enlil. 175. Saying, Oh, who can there be to devise such a plan, except Ea? Surely, 'tis Ea is privy to every design. Whereat Ea answered and spake unto Enlil, the warrior, saying, O chieftain! Thou of the gods, thou warrior! How, forsooth, how, all, uncounselled. 150. Couldst thou a deluge bring on? I, visit his sin on the sinner. Visit his guilt on the guilty, but, oh, have mercy, that, thereby he shall not be cut off, be clement, that he may not, perish. Oh, instead of thy making a flood, let a lion come, man to diminish. Oh, instead of thy making a flood, let a jackal come, man to diminish. Oh, instead of thy making a flood, let a famine occur, that the country 185. May be devoured, instead of thy making a flood, let the plague god come and the people o'erwhelm. Sooth, indeed, 'twas not I of the great gods the secret revealed. But, to th abounding in wisdom 150 vouchsafed I a dream, and, in this wise, he of the gods heard the secret. Deliberate, now, on his counsel. 190. Then, to the ark came up Enlil, my hand did he grasp, and uplifted. Me, even me, and my wife, too, he raised, and, bent kneed beside me. Made her to kneel, our foreheads he touched as he stood there between us, blessing us. Uta-Napishtim hath hitherto only been mortal. Now, indeed, Uta-Napishtim and, also, his wife shall be equal. 195. Like to us gods, in the distance afar at the mouth of the rivers, Uta-Napishtim shall dwell. So, they took me and, there, in the distance, caused me to dwell at the mouth of the rivers. But thee, as for thee, pray, who will assemble the gods for thy need, that the life which thou seekest thou mayst discover? Come, fall not asleep for 6 days, a night. But Gilgamesh is too mortal to resist even sleep. 200. Then, while he sat on his haunches asleep like a breeze breathed upon him, spake to her, Uta-Napishtim, yea, unto his wife, oh, behold him. E'en the strong fellow who asketh for life, how, hath breathed upon him. 205. Sleep like a breeze. Then, his wife unto Uta-Napishtim the distant answer, touch him, and let the man wake, that the road he hath traversed he may betake himself homeward in peace, that he by the portal whence he fared forth may return to his land. Spake Uta-Napishtim. 210. Yea, to his wife, how, the troubles of mortals do trouble thee also. Bake then his flour, and, put at his head, but the time he is sleeping. On the house wall do thou mark it. 151 inch, so straightway, she, did so, his flour baked she, and, set at his head, but the time he was sleeping she noted. 2:15. On the house wall. So, first was collected his flour, then, secondly sifted. Thirdly, 'twas moistened, and fourthly she kneaded his dough, and so fifthly. Leaven she added, and sixthly 'twas baked. Then, seventh, he touched him. All on a sudden, and, so from his slumber, awoke the great fellow. Underscore 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 underscore. Gilgamesh unto him spake, yea, to Uta-Napishtim the distant. 2:20, Tell me, I Purithi. Was, thou, who when sleep was showered upon me. All on a sudden didst touch me, and, straightway, rouse me, from slumber. Uta-Napishtim to Gilgamesh, spake, yea, unto him spake he. Gilgamesh, told was the tale of thy meal. And, then, did I wake thee. 2:25, 1, was collected, thy flour, then, 2, it was sifted. And, thirdly, moistened, and, fourthly, she kneaded thy dough, and, fifthly, the leaven. Added, and, sixthly, 'twas baked, and, seventh, 'twas I on a sudden. Touched thee and thou didst awake. To Uta-Napishtim, the distant, 152. 230. Gilgamesh answered, Oh, how, shall I act, or, where shall I hie me? Uta-Napishtim. A robber 153, from me, hath ravished my courage. Death, in my bedchamber broodeth, and death is wherever I listen. Underscore 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 underscore. Spake, to him, yea, comma, to the boatman Uruk Uta-Napishtim. 235, 'Tis thou, Uruk. The crossing, will hate thee. Sooth, to all those who come to its marge, doth its marge set a limit. This, man for whom thou wert guide, are stains to cover his body. Or shall a skin hide the grace of his limbs? Uruk, take him. 240. Lead him to where he may bathe, that he wash off his stains in the water. White, as the snow, let him cast off his pelts that the sea may remove them. Fair let his body appear, of his head be the fillet renewed. Let him, as clothes for his nakedness, garb himself in a mantle. 245. Such that, or ever he come to his city, and finish his journey. No sign of age shall the mantle betray, but preserve all its freshness. Wherefore Uruk took him, and where he might bathe did he lead him. Washing his stains in the water, like snow, his pelts, too, discarding. 250.so that the sea might bear them away, and, his body appeared fair. Of his head he, the fillet, renewed, and himself in a mantle. Garbed, as the clothes for his nakedness, such that or ever his city reach he, or ever he finish his journey, the mantle betray not. 255. Age, but, preserve, all, its freshness. So, into their vessel embarked Gilgamesh, and Uruk, launching, their, craft, on the billow. They themselves riding aboard, her. The magic gift of restored youth. To Uta-Napishtim, the distant 154. Spake, then, his wife, came Gilgamesh, hither, aweary with rowing. 260. What wilt thou give wherewith he return to his land? And the meanwhile, Gilgamesh, lifting his pole, was pushing the boat at the seashore. Then answered Uta-Napishtim to him, yea, to Gilgamesh, spake he. Gilgamesh, hither, didst come, all, aweary with rowing, oh, tell me. 265. What shall I give thee, as gift, wherewith to return to thy country? Gilgamesh, I will reveal thee a hidden matter. I'll tell thee. There is a plant like a thorn with its root deep down in the ocean. Like unto those of the briar, in sooth, its prickles will scratch thee. 270, Yet, if thy hand reach this plant, thou'lt surely find life, everlasting. Then, when Gilgamesh heard this, he loosened, 155, his girdle about him. Bound heavy stones, on his feet, which dragged him down to the sea deeps. Found he the plant, as he seized on the plant, lo, its prickles did scratch him. 275. Cut he the heavy stones, from his feet, that again it restore him unto its shore. Underscore 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 underscore. Gilgamesh spake to him, to the boatman Uruk, this wise. Nay, but, this plant is a plant of great wonder. Uruk, said he. Whereby a man may attain his desire, I'll take it to Uruk. 280, Uruk, the high-walled, and give it to eat, unto. Greybeard who turneth to man in his prime is its name and I'll eat it. I myself, that again I may come to my youthful condition. The quest ends in tragedy. Broke they their fast at the 40th hour, at the 60th rested. 285. Gilgamesh spied out a pool of cool water, and, therein descending, bathed in the water. But here was, a serpent who snuffed the plant's fragrance. Darted he up, from the water, and snatched the plant, uttering Mali-sun. 290. He drew back. Then Gilgamesh sate him, and, burst into weeping. Over his cheeks flowed his tears, to the boatman Uruk, spake he. Perithi, for whom have toiled mine arms, O Uruk, tell me. 295. Perithi, for whom hath my heart's blood been spent? Not for mine own self. Have I the guerdon achieved? No, 'tis for an earth lion, only. Have I the guerdon secured, and, now at the 40th hour. Such an, one reaveth, it, when I opened the sluice and, ed the attachment, 156. I noted the sign. Which to me was vouchsafed as a warning. 300. Would I had turned and abandoned the boat at the marge, of the ocean. Broke they their fast at the 40th hour, at the 60th rested. So in the end, to the middle of Uruk, the high-walled, arrived. Underscore 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 underscore. The pride of the architect. Gilgamesh spake to him, to the boatman Uruk, this wise. Do thou, Uruk, go up and walk on the ramparts of Uruk. Look on its base, and take heed of its bricks, if its bricks be not kiln-burnt. 305. And its groundwork be not bitumen, in 7 courses. 1 shar the city, and 1 shar the gardens, and 1 shar the 2. The temple of Ishtar, amassed I 3 shar and of Uruk 157. The 12th tablet, Gilgamesh, in despair, inquires of the dead. Column I. How the dead haunt the living. 158. Then, what time that the sane had passed through the architect's dwelling. And, the net, had taken its toll. Said he. Lord, what, is I may do? Now, what time that, the sane hath, passed through the architect's 159 dwelling. 5. And, the net, hath taken its toll. Gilgamesh, unto him spake. If unto. About 2 lines wanting, in which Gilgamesh presumably asks how the dead may be made to haunt the mourner. Gilgamish. The mourner's duty. If to thou drawest, unto the temple 160. 15. Raiment clean, shalt not don, but, like to a townsman shalt. Nor with sweet oil from the cruse be anointed, lest, at its fragrance, round thee they gather, nor mayst thou set bow to the earth, lest, around thee. 20. Circle those shot by the bow. Nor a stick in thy hand mayst thou carry, lest, stricken, ghosts should gibber against thee, nor shoe to thy footsole. Put on, nor make on the ground a loud echo, thy wife, whom thou lovest. 25. Kiss her, thou mayst not, thy wife whom thou hatest, thou mayst not chastise her. And thy child whom thou lovest not kiss, nor thy child whom thou hatest. Mayst not chastise, for the mourning of earth doth hold thee enthralled. She who dead lieth. She who dead lieth. Mother of Ninazu. She who dead lieth. 30. No more with mantle are veiled her fair shoulders. No more her bosom. Drawn 161, like the lard cruse. Gilgamesh by contravening these customs attempts to raise Enkidu. So, did he draw, and came to the temples. Put on clean raiment. And, like to a townsman. 35. With sweet oil from the cruse, was anointed, then, at its fragrance. Round him they gather, 162. The bow did he set to the earth, and around him circled the spirits, those who were shot by the bow at him gibbered. Carried a stick in his hand, and the stricken ghosts at him gibbered. 40. Put on a shoe to his footsole, and made on the ground a loud echo. Kissed he his wife, whom he loved, chastised his wife whom he hated. 45. Kissed he his child, whom he loved, chastised his child whom he hated. In good sooth, 'twas the mourning of earth which did hold him enthralled. She who dead lieth. She who dead lieth. Mother of Ninazu. She who dead lieth. No more with mantle are veiled her fair shoulders. No more her bosom. Drawn, like the lard cruse. 50. Cried he, for Enkidu out of the earth to ascend, not the plague god. Namtar hath seized him, nor fever, but only the earth. 163. Nor the croucher. Nergal, the ruthless, hath seized him. But only the earth, neither fell he. There where was battle of mortals. 'Twas only the earth, which hath seized him. So, 164. For his servitor Enkidu sorrowed the offspring of Nin's son. 55. As he went all alone unto Eker, the temple of Enlil. Enlil, my father, 'tis now, that the Seine hath stricken me also. Down to the earth, the net to the earth hath stricken me also. Enkidu 'tis, whom, I pray thee, to raise, from the earth, not, the plague god. 60. Namtar hath seized him, nor fever, but only the earth, nor the croucher. Nergal, the ruthless, hath seized Shim, but only the earth, neither fell he. There where was battle of mortals, 'twas only the earth which hath seized him. But, no answer did Enlil, the father vouchsafe. To the moon god he hied him. Moon god, my father, 'tis now, that the Seine hath stricken me also. Down to the earth, the net to the earth hath stricken me also. 65. Enkidu 'tis, whom, I pray thee, to raise, from the earth's, not, the plague god. Namtar hath seized him, nor, fever, but only the earth, nor, the croucher. Nergal, the ruthless, hath seized him. But only the earth, neither fell he. There where was battle of mortals, 'twas only the earth which hath seized him. 70. But, no answer the moon god vouchsafed. Then, to Ea he hied him. Ea, my father, 'tis now that the Seine hath stricken me also. Down to the earth, the net to the earth hath stricken me also. Enkidu, 'tis, whom I pray thee to raise from the earth, not, the plague god, 75. Nam, tar, hath seized him, nor fever, but only the earth, nor, the croucher. Nergal, the ruthless, hath seized him, but only the earth, neither fell he. There where was battle of mortals, 'twas only the earth which hath seized him. Ea, the father, gave ear, and, to Nergal, the warrior hero. Spake he, O Nergal, O warrior hero, give ear to my speaking. 80. Ope now, a hole, in the earth, that the spirit of Enkidu, rising, may from the earth issue forth, and so have speech, with, his, brother. Nergal, the warrior hero, gave ear to the speaking of Ea. 85. Oped, then, a hole in the earth, and the spirit of Enkidu issued forth from the earth like a wind. They embraced and communed together, mourning. Tell, O my friend, O tell, O my friend, O, tell, me, I pry thee, what thou hast seen of the laws of the underworld. Nay, then, O comrade. 90. I will not tell thee, yea, I will not tell thee, for, were I to tell thee what I have seen of the laws of the underworld, sit thee down weeping. Then, let me sit me down weeping. The wretched lot of all who must die. So be it, the friend thou didst fondle, thereby, rejoicing thee, into his body, as though 'twere a mantle. 95. Old, hath the worm made its entry, in sooth, then, the bride thou didst fondle, thereby, rejoicing thee, filled with the dust, is her body. He hath spoken and, into the ground is he sunken. He hath spoken and, into the ground is he sunken. He who fell in 100. Didst thou see him? I saw. About 17 lines missing. 118 as a pillar beautiful. Props. An inner pour, Tico. About 25 lines missing. 145 He who falleth from a pole. Didst thou see him? I saw. Straightway 4. By removal of a plug. He whom death. Didst thou see him? I saw. He's at rest upon a couch. Limpid water doth he drink. Then, the hero, slain in fight. Didst thou see him? I saw. 150. Father, mother 165 raise his head. O'er him wife 166, in bitter woe. He whose corpse in desert lieth. Hast thou seen him? I saw. Not in earth doth rest his spirit. He whose ghost hath none to tend. Didst thou see him? I saw. Lees of cup, and broken bread. Thrown into the street he eateth.